Hey friends, welcome to my studio. I'm Annie, if you're new here, and this is my happy little art corner little part of the world. I'm going to paint a 15 by 30 inch gallery wrapped stretch canvas from Michaels. It's tucked and splined, so there's like a little rubber gasket in there. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to paint some daisies. I'll have to adjust the camera once I start painting. I've got the word love written on there with some chalk pastel because it's a great way to start a painting. And then I thought I would let you know my colors, or the colors I'm going to use. So they're all Liquitex heavy body, quinacridone magenta, Prussian hue blue. So it's already kind of a muted blue. And it's nice and dark. I don't know if I'll use black because this will look nice and dark. And then I've got yellow orange azo. Azo? Somebody let me know if you know let me know in the comments. So I'm pretty much painting with primaries. Red, yellow, blue. Quinacridone, add a little yellow to it and you get a great red. So I mixed just a pinch of the Prussian blue with a bunch of white. And then just a pinch of the quinacridone, and I got kind of a pretty, just hint of purple color. And then I'm going to put some yellow in it to just mute it down a little bit, gray it out, because the that might be too much yellow. I'm going to mix it here down where I can see it better, because yellow is the complement of purple. I think that's going to work. I got a little nervous. I could always add a little more blue and a little more magenta to it. It did gray it down. That's pretty cool. Now I'm going to wonder if it's too gray. I don't know if you can tell. Oh yeah, I think you can tell. Okay, I'm going to get started painting the sky. I've kind of put a little horizon line-ish. It's going to be similar to my Party Poppies that posted, maybe a week ago, probably a week ago. The reason I don't know is because I do the videos, I do some minor editing, and then I figure out the schedule, and then I send the videos to my favorite daughter, Emily, and she adds all the fun intros and the noises and the subscribe buttons, and she does such an awesome job. Okay, I'll be back in a bit, guys. Okay, so when you mix a really muted blue, I don't know if it would look as rainy if I wouldn't have put some of the magenta in it to make it a little purpley. So I've got a pretty purple gray, but it definitely looks like a rainy day. And I was debating about bluing it up some, and I still can after I get the daisies on here. But I think I'm going to go with this just so I have more variety as I do more flower paintings like this. And so now I'm going to mix some muted greens. I'm going to try and keep this muted and soft. We'll see what happens. Because my Party Poppies ended up being fun and a lot of bright colors, so I'm trying to do something a little bit different. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my Prussian blue, because it's going to be strong, and mix it with my yellow azo. Of course, I'm going to want a dark. Actually, when I did that, well, it's still better to sneak up on that green. See, actually it's starting to get pretty dark pretty quick. Probably gonna need more green than that too. Oh, and I saved my sky palette. Can you see? Oh yeah, you can see that. I saved my sky palette in case I want to come back and maybe put, like you do with trees, you put some sky holes back in some of the grassy areas. I could mix it again too, because I'm just using these same three colors for the whole painting. Well, and titanium white. And I may pull out a little black. We'll just see if I need it. So yeah, that's making a nice warm green, muted green already. It's just not as dark as I want it. So now I could do a couple things. I could make this a really dark puddle and then lighten it up. Maybe I'll do that. Or I could save some of this and make a darker puddle. I don't know how much of this mixing you want to see. So even though I know, a lot of times I forget that when you have a really dark, strong color, start with a lot of the lighter color and then slowly add the strong color. And quinacridone is really strong, even though it looks kind of like a medium color, maybe compared. It's not as dark as that. It's really strong. You get to know your paints too. The brands will vary a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna mix just because I think that's kind of boring, and I'll pop back in and show you what I end up with. Okay, so I kind of made a gray-green, muted green. I added just a pinch. You can almost see me grabbing just a little bit. Here, where's my palette knife? It was like that much at a time, maybe a smidge more to my puddle. Because it's really strong. It's better to go slow until you figure out how it's going to go. I mean, it actually doesn't. If you get a huge puddle, you get a huge puddle. You could save the paint and use it for another painting. So I'm going to flip this and paint some grasses, and then I'll be back. Oh, and then this one has more yellow in it. So I pulled this out, put some yellow in it, and just another pinch of the magenta to gray it down just a little bit. Okay, guys, back in a bit. Hey guys, I thought of something. So one, I painted this side and dried it with a hair dryer, and then this is really too tall for me up here, but at least it's another easel so I can paint bigger paintings. I really like this metal easel that I got with support money for the channel for my art. That's just awesome. So thank you all you guys. So I made sure it's covered, and then I dried it with a hair dryer, and then I looked to see where the paint has shrunk and left little white spots. And then I painted, just some color again. I don't know if you can see it. It's pretty much green, just to get paint on it. And then the tip was, I didn't really make enough green because I think I'm going to have flowers coming all the way up on this side, and then not quite so high. So I need a lot more grass. And then of course I put more color in it because I'm thinking, well, we have white daisies. I don't know how muted I want this. I mean, I like color. I still think I'm gonna try to stay muted, but I just kind of laughed because I like color. Okay, I'm digressing. So I need to mix more green, and I'll put some more yellow azo out. But so just grab the yellow azo and put it over here. And then grab a little bit of the blue. It's already starting to dry. I've got so many fans running in here. And then you can just keep mixing it. Can you see that? Keep mixing it until you get really close to the puddle you have over there. So that way, and if you don't, or you know that color dries up on you, you still know, and you can get it close, and then you can just add it around the painting and it looks totally planned. But if you want to mix it really close, I've got that color right there already. So I just thought that might be a good tip. I don't know if you want to watch the whole thing. And if you go to blue, you just put more yellow out and add more yellow. I'm going to put more yellow out anyway because I want. Okay, that's getting pretty close in value, but it's blue-green because I need a pinch of magenta. Oh, it actually might be a little. Oh, here. It might be a little easier. It might bend less if I grab a second plate to put. There we go. Push against. Oh, that's a little darker, but it's awfully close. I don't know if you can see that. So you can get it as close as you want. But that's just a little tip. You can mix right next to your original puddle and get a really close color. Okay guys, back after a bit. Hey, I think I'm gonna quit for tonight and let this get good and dry. I ended up mixing even another puddle of green and pretty much used it. And I put more white out. Gosh, I think I even put more yellow out. And my blue's drying. I've got so many fans running. I think I'll save this palette just so I can see the colors in case I want to mix on top of it, even if it dries. And then tomorrow we'll work on some daisies. But I'm liking all the motion I'm getting. It's fun. You know, it's just, I'm sure you can see in the time lapse, I'm just, you know, crisscrossing and then when if it dries darker, then I come back with some little lighter. Oh, and if it gets too light, like right here, we can always kind of put in a little shadow behind the daisy petals or something to make them pop. Okay guys, I'll be back tomorrow. Let's take a look. So I took a white chalk pastel and just kind of sketched out where I want some flowers to go. And sometimes I put in, you know, kind of the petals and the length, and sometimes I just, can you see this? I've got like almost like a little fried egg shape, so I just kind of know the shape of the flower. Because some of them, like the ones up higher, we're gonna see more from the side, and the ones down lower, I'm thinking we're gonna see more from the top. Just what I'm thinking, not like it's right or wrong. And then also what I'm thinking, oh, I've got here, I pulled out a bunch of small brushes. Here's a little 1/4-inch filbert. I don't know the brand of that one. I got it off of Amazon. This is a Royal Langnickel number 12 flat. That looks like about a 1/2 inch, maybe not quite a 1/2 inch. This is a 3/4 inch Royal Langnickel flat. I've got a number 12 filbert from Royal Langnickel. This is their Menta line. The silver is their Zen line. And then I've got a little, someone today told me the short ones are bright brushes. Of course, when they're this little. So this is a number 4, but it's worn off. But I really like this brush. I've got one that I've worn down to a little stub. And what I'm thinking, actually I might paint with one of these two guys. What I'm thinking is I'm gonna paint white for the centers because I really want them to pop. I want the yellow azo to really pop off the canvas. So I'm gonna paint them white first. And then I've gotta go get ready for a thing down at the gallery in downtown Omaha. So I probably won't paint too long, and then I'll be back after that. I thought I'd pop in with what I'm doing. So yellow orange azo, I'm just gonna say azo. I don't know if it's, I've been saying in a couple of videos, I don't know if it's azo or azo. And then my quinacridone magenta, and then Prussian blue. So I love the quinacridone magenta. That's a dirty palette knife. And the yellow azo makes an awesome orange, really bright orange. And then I pulled some of it out and just added specks of blue to it. And if it went a little green, I put a little magenta in it, just little specks. And that's a decent brown. If you want a better brown, put out some burnt umber, or when you pull out this orange, just put a little bit of black in it and you'll get a maybe more of a traditional brown. And then I'm thinking, this is pretty muted. I was thinking it was kind of colorful the other day, but the background's pretty muted. I'm tempted to put a little blue in my yellow to cool it down. Of course, I'll make it green. Actually, maybe I'll put a little of this in there. Maybe a little of this in my orange to tone it down a little bit. I think I might do that. Maybe we'll just grab a little. So blue and orange are complements. So I don't know if you can see, that's just a little speck, because it's gonna be strong. And if I don't like it, I can scrape it off my palette. So I'm already getting a little nervous there. And just try it and just make new orange, you know? Or I could put more yellow and magenta in it to bring it back up. Maybe we'll do that. Clean my knife off a little bit. I'm trying to show you and scoop at the same time, in case this interests you. Oh, there we go. I might like that better instead of the straight up yellow. We'll see. I mean, I might change my mind. I might put some white on it. I just don't know if I want an out of the tube painting, because the Poppies was pretty much an out of the tube. So there, that muted it down just a little bit. I like that. Now I don't know if I have enough. I might need to mix a little more. I'm gonna paint in the time lapse after I mix a little more, and I'll be back after a bit. Hey friends, I have no idea where I left off. This is the next day. So I think those look quite yellow on the painting. I put some dots in them. So why do I paint the centers first? Well, you don't have to. As I've said before, acrylic painting or paint is really forgiving. You know, I go back and I adjust things, and you can paint light to dark or dark to light, whichever way you like. I generally work dark to light, and also, excuse me guys, I work sort of background to foreground, but not always. Not always. I'm trying to think of one where I didn't. I'll have to, I know I don't always. I'll have to think about it. I'm drawing a blank. So what I did is I grabbed, oh, well, actually, I don't know if I mentioned this, but so I have straight up cad yellow, and then I muted it down with a little blue, just so it's not quite so bright when I painted these centers. And then I grabbed some, this is my sky color from my other palette, and then I mixed Oh, I think I mixed that color first, and it's a little bit more purple. And this is a little darker and bluer. And I pulled some out from that puddle, added some white until I got really close. That is really close. It's not exact, I don't think, but it's definitely close enough. So what I'm thinking now is maybe, I've been using flat brushes. I think I'll stick to flat. Putting in just, I've kind of got a pretty even line, which if you like it, then keep it. But I think I might put in some, well, for trees, you'd call it sky holes. So I think you could call it sky holes for grasses. But mostly I wanted to pop in and say that I grabbed some from my other palette so I could see what it looks like, and I mixed more of that color. Just because I want to save some sky color in case I need it. So with trees, sky holes in a tree tend to paint them a little darker than the actual sky around it, and for some reason it looks correct when you do that. I don't know why. So the only reason I'm putting a sky hole there is because my painting is kind of rough. Right there, so I'm just going to put a little, whoop. Just going to kind of blend that out because that was more than I wanted. And if you don't like how dark that color was, you can always lighten it back up. Or if it's too light, you can darken it back up. How does that look? Oh, I think that helps a little bit to have a little more. Let's put one in over here. So the other thing too is I was thinking this was going to be my star of my show, but this one ended up bigger and it's awfully close to center. I'm thinking, I'm trying to kind of measure here. I'm thinking center is about right there. But I'll probably put like a faint daisy in there. We might put, there's enough going on that I don't know if it's going to be too much of a big deal, but these are all definitely bullseyes and targets, just like in the coneflower painting I did. So usually you want your star of the show not right in the center. Well, and then it's fairly centered top to bottom. Not quite. It's a little left and a little low. But I'm hoping also too when I get the petals in there that'll help. And so, that was something I wanted to mention. So on the whim, I'm adding some sky holes, but then what I'm going to do is put some matte medium on my palette. And then I'm going to paint some lighter versions of these colors, but I'm going to paint with some matte medium some petals because I can always come back and build them up to white. So I'm going to paint some sort of transparent and shades of gray petals to start with. Okay guys, I think from here we'll go to the time lapse. Hey, I thought I would try to paint a couple petals on camera for you. So you can see here, all I do is like put my brush down. I don't know if it's gonna, my brush is wet and I don't wanna, here, we'll paint one up here. So I don't know that I need the matte medium, but it just gives me more confidence. So it'll be more transparent, but really looking at these petals, they're not that transparent. I think it just gives me more confidence. And I'm using some of the purples a little bit and some of the blues and just varying it a little bit just to add some interest. Or actually we could even put a little, oh, my pink's drying up. Should put a little pink in that. So petals could be like 3 brush strokes or more. You know, as you smooth it out, then you've got a lot of brush strokes on there. Okay, and so then we want this one to be, can you see this one? Kind of can't. It's kind of a side view. So I don't know if I can do this. Let's start with this one. I just kind of pushed and then lift. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna clean off my brush a little bit, it's really loaded. Okay. Sometimes, a lot of times I'll turn my canvas, but when I'm videoing, I don't want to turn it. So maybe we'll just set it down, push, and lift up. Neat. That actually worked pretty well. And then if you don't get it right, the first time, you can let it dry and go back over it. You can work it while it's wet, whatever you think it needs. I almost kind of want to put like almost like a little triangle. Just kind of dabbing. Oh, that didn't turn into a triangle. Sometimes you have to just go with what happens. You know, the old Bob Ross, happy accidents. Okay, I think we want to connect to that one. I'm going to put a little dab. I'm going to grab a little. Yeah, I'm going to leave that alone. It's getting kind of big on me, and I'm not leaving it alone. Okay. Let's see, we want one. I kind of want it to go up. Oh, I don't mind that. I think we'll just leave that. And then let's have one coming towards us. So maybe almost like just kind of push. Oops. I think that's okay. I think we just best leave it alone and let it dry. Okay, I'm wiping off my brush a little bit. And I'm just gonna switch to the bluish just for variety's sake. And I totally think the matte medium is just giving me confidence. I don't think you need it. But whatever helps. And really, I might come back. Can you see? Yeah, you can see this one. And maybe emphasize some pinks and then purples before I put some of the lighter layers on it. Okay. How big do I have a petal? Well, this one's kind of important. So I'm grabbing some darker purple. We kind of, I'm laughing because I'm trying to not bump the phone. Okay, put the corner down, push harder, and then pull up. That's actually pretty nice. And then having kind of a dirty brush, almost want it bigger though. That's a big daisy. That daisy is close to us. Oh, I have a reference photo I'm using. It's one that I took. So I'm gonna show it to you on video. It's on my iPad. I don't know how bad that's gonna look on video. Oh, it's not, maybe not too horrible. So it just gives me an idea of what some of the petals look like. You can find, just Google daisies and, or look at other artists, how they paint daisies. Okay, let's. So this also gives you a sense of how slow I do this. So I'm trying to see if I want to put one here already, or if I want to establish a bigger one. Actually, I wonder if it'd be going more this way. I have my chalk line going that way. Let's put this one in, because I really like this one. So light, push, and I'm turning and pull up. And if you pull it before the center, totally fine, because then you can come back in and connect it if you want it connected. Or just not even worry about it till you get to the white color. The lighter color of the petal. Now I'm thinking fatter. And you can do this with filbert. I think I did the coneflowers with filbert. I'd have to go back and look at the video. So I hope this helps a little bit. Oops, I wanted blue. I'm using purple. I actually wanted to do more blue, so I've got purples up here. Let's switch to the blue. A little matte medium because it makes me happier. I don't think I need it. Okay, and then like you don't have to put it, you could put in like this one, I put in a bunch of petals. I'm not sure what I want to do. We could actually do, let's try this. So sometimes they start out pretty fat. And then they get, I'm going to twist, they get skinnier. That actually makes more sense to me. That's where a reference photo is handy. Or sometimes I have them getting skinnier and then fatter, but really they're almost kind of straighter than I'm making them. Makes me want to fix some of these, but I really don't know that I can. I just grabbed a little darker blue. Have it connect. Okay, I think we'll leave that one alone. I don't know how many to show you now. Actually, now I'm liking that. And then when you put in the stems, if I don't remember to tell you, I don't know, I kind of go back and forth. Like that could be actually a pretty nice stem. Can you see that one? You can kind of, it's quite broken. I mean, rather than putting in, you know, sort of really, well, this one's pretty, can you see that one? Or you can't see that one. That one's, you know, really sturdy stem. Sometimes start with a broken line. And then if you want, build up. Okay, let's do, I don't paint without a reference photo. Not because like there's some sort of should or shouldn't. It's just, I can't remember what everything looks like. And then sometimes I paint more what I think than maybe actually what is. And so checking your reference photos, not a bad idea. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can stand behind my camera a little bit here. You can tell I don't know what I want to do. Okay, let's just start maybe straight. Kind of like that, and then let's just twist. I think all these petals need to be longer, or at least some of them. I don't know. I think that's long enough. I'm looking at my reference photo. I think about the width of the center is about the width of a petal. So I'm doing pretty good. And then maybe we want, so I'm just grabbing some dark. I kind of want one. So one thing you could do is take a piece of paper or some straight canvas or whatever you have and practice like making a skinny line, making a thick line, make a skinny line, make a thick line, make a circle that goes from skinny, thick. You know, it's basically, or take a calligraphy class if you're really into it, because you'll learn basically brush strokes with that pen nib, you know, how to get angles. Hopefully it didn't just scare you. You don't have to. You can just practice on a piece of paper. Okay. I might have to, okay guys, I'm going to turn off the video and move it back a little bit. I hope that helps, but I can't paint around the camera here. I'll be back after a while. let's take a look. I stopped for about 20 minutes, got a cup of tea, went through some emails to let the paint dry. I'm liking it. It's looking pretty. I think next I'm going to add white on some of the petals so I can kind of see how they're looking. I'm going to get closer. Oh, I thought I would hold the I never know what to call my phone. I'll just call it my phone because that's what I'm videoing with. And have you get a little better look through the better camera on the back of my phone. But see, I don't know, like I've got a little subtle, oh there, now I'm getting a shadow. But I have little subtle flowers. I don't know if I'll add much highlight to them. And then I think I'm gonna wanna, you know, add some more grasses, hints of some stems here and there. But anyway, it's sort of first round petal painting. And some of those petals will get 3 or 4 coats. But I thought maybe this view might help you a little bit. Okay, I think I'm done. Let's see, what I made this darker here because I was telling you how I've kind of got this one a little too close to center for my liking. But so what I've done is my whitest whites and more whites are here, here, and then here. So hopefully you kind of keep wanting to come back to this area. Plus the weight of the painting comes here. I made this darker here and then especially here, and I shortened up this petal. And then I put some of my darkest spots. There's one there. Over here, if you look at the spots, well that's pretty dark, but if you look at the spots over here, they're browner. That one's pretty dark, lighter in general. Oh, and I shortened these petals up. Really, I think these petals should be shorter, but I'm not gonna mess with them. I like the little bit of glow I've got going here. That's kind of neat. And then I just put in, I did most of the flower part of the painting in the stems with this brush. So like a little flat stroke, a little slightly diagonal stroke, or not diagonal, but like instead of straight up and down, I turned it just a little bit and then put a stroke on there. So that's similar to the poppy paintings where I just put in like little things to entertain you. What else might you want to know? Oh, this one took me 10 hours maybe. Let's see. We'll say 3, 7, yeah, 10 hours. Oh, and another thing I'll do is I'll take a look at the bottom here. Oh, yeah, maybe, whoops, clean that up. Clean it up a little bit. Oh, you know what I actually should do? I don't know if I can show you this, but maybe paint a couple little brush strokes on the sides. You know, a couple little things like these. Okay, guys, I hope you like this one. This is fun. They're quicker for me than like if I'm trying to get the nose of a cow right or the eyes right. You know, I'm not quite so worried about the flowers. In some areas, like I've got probably 3 layers of white there, where I just keep adding white to make it a little bit stronger. Here, this might look stronger because it's wet. Nah, really doesn't. Okay. I think this is really fun and happy, and it's softer colors. I did end up adding more colors, but softer colors than the Party Poppy ones. Thanks for hanging out with me. I super appreciate it. You guys are amazing. It's been really fun to get to know you. Great big happy art hugs, and I hope to chat with you soon. Bye, guys.